Hello once again. Before we go into any great installation details, let us have a little look at the units listed in the Ericsson Minilink portfolio. Here are a variety of antennas and radio units that you are likely to encounter. There are basically two radio unit designs, each having different mechanical forms. They're called the Access Units 1 and Radio Access Unit 2. The unit identity letters are written on the label and they indicate functions such as the frequency band, the subband, as well as the customary serial and product numbers. The radio unit is a microwave transmitter and receiver. The traffic modulation comes to and from the modem unit indoors. The radio unit is housed in a weatherproof box and there is a handle fitted for lifting the unit. The box has two guide catchers and two hooks to allow single-handed work during installation. The box is fitted directly to a parabolic antenna as standard, but the box can be replaced without affecting the antenna alignment. All the connections to and from the radio unit are on the back of the unit here. There are connections for antenna alignment. There is the radio cable. There's an earthing or grounding bolt. And there are light emitting diodes or lamps to indicate alarm and power. If for some reason you cannot install the radio unit directly onto the back of the antenna, then the unit can be installed separately and connected by means of a flexible waveguide. Here we have a flexible waveguide. The radio unit may be connected to any antenna using standard waveguides. When using parabolic antennas with a diameter of 2.4 meters, that's about 8 feet or more, you will have to use different supports for both the radio unit and the antenna. There is a kit available for separate radio and antenna installation, and that kit contains all the required equipment. The kit contains a radio mount, a waveguide lock, machine screws, sun protection plates and a flexible waveguide together with the associated clamp kit. Flexible waveguides must be handled with care. Just like coaxial cables, they have a minimum bend radius. If you bend them too sharply, then you will do permanent damage. The waveguide is really quite flexible, but you should check the manuals for precise bend radius information. When you do an installation like this, it is very important that you attach the waveguide properly. You will have to use a waveguide clamp kit to make a proper installation. Instead of talking about it, I will show you this is how the radio and antenna are mounted separately. The first thing I have to do is to remove this polarization plate. This has given access to the feed hole here in the back of the antenna, and to that I'm going to connect the waveguide. Note the slot on the waveguide and the slot in the antenna, they must match each other. The other end of the waveguide is to be connected to the radio unit, and once again the slots must match each other. So the first thing I will do is to fit 2 alignment pins, and then I shall fit this clamp to hold the waveguide in position. When you mount this, you are not permitted to use plastic tie wraps. Within just a couple of years or so, they will become brittle and break. Useless. The waveguide will move around in the wind and it will eventually break from stress or metal fatigue. And this is one of the most common faults today. So you must be aware of this problem. Instead, you use a non-nylon band. The kit has a rubber insert which we put around the waveguide. This is then held in position using these cleats. Well, that's a lot more stable, isn't it? Okay, so now let us take a closer look at the family of antennas for a moment. Now, this collection does not represent the whole range, but you can see the more common units. They are all parabolic reflectors, and they are designated according to the diameter. This one here is only 20 centimeters, but these parabolic reflectors can be as large as 3.7 meters. But they are all supplied as either single or dual polarized versions. all antennas are compact, and this means that they have a very low profile. The 0.2 up to 1.8 meter diameter single polarized antennas are normally integrated with the radio unit, just like this. But antennas from 2.4 to 3.7 meters single polarized and all dual polarized antennas are always installed separately, as I showed you with the waveguide. Another variant of the Minilink radio part is the Minilink dual compact configuration. In this configuration, a parabolic reflector is fed with the radio signals from two radio units. The radio units are mounted back to back behind the reflector on a special dual head cradle. Antenna support brackets fit both poles and L-profile antenna support structures for maximum flexibility. Some will handle small antennas and other brackets will hold larger antennas. They both allow the antennas to be panned left, right and up, down for mechanical alignment. If you want more information about how these are to be aligned and installed, then see the relevant installation manual. We, however, will be showing you this bracket. So these are the main types of parabolic antennas that you're likely to see as an installer. Minilinks can be installed in a variety of places. They can be fitted to walls, on masts, towers and even on special support tripods. In the coming film sequences we will show you an installation on a tower. But before we do this, let us consider some basic information about microwaves and radio links in our next film sequence.